Hello guys and welcome back to another video. I hope you like the intro. It may or may not stay. It just depends on if this video gets copyright claimed. If it doesn't, then I'll try and make another one, but I think it's a pretty good intro. Um so this was an interesting game. Goaltending was nice. I saw Grice make some cool saves. Only allowed 2 goals the whole game, and it wasn't until near the end where he started letting goals through. That's fine. Our defense looked good. I think in this preseason, I know it's a preseason again. Everything I say, keep in mind it's preseason, so it's not definitive. It's just preseason. Um, Hronik, Hronik has, I think, cemented himself as an offensive defenseman. On the defensive end of the ice, he's solid. He's good. I like him. On the offensive side of the ice, he's also very solid and good. So he's a good two-way player. I think he's going to be a key part in this team making it to the next level, making it to the playoffs. I like him. I think his game has improved a lot since last year. It's looking a lot better. Bertuzzi, his first preseason game, he looked solid. He looked nice. I saw him put a Dune in a headlock. The refs really need to stop separating these stuff before it even happens. They need to start letting guys just fight because eventually it's going to boil over into a huge brawl. That's how it always works. Is the refs try and separate stuff, and they separate everything, not just some of it. They separate everything, and then it boils over into another game where it's a huge brawl. But it was nice to see Bertuzzi do some stuff. That shot, even though it was an empty net, freaking shot like 20 feet behind center ice and still made it. That's a bit impressive. That's a bit impressive. Suter looked nice. Suter's looked nice this whole preseason. Along Hronik, Suter, both of them looked nice this whole preseason. Suter, also kind of a two-way guy. I think Suter's defense is kind of underrated. He's pretty good on defense. Offense, I like him too. I think he's one of the best signings we got in free agency. Joe Veleno, this game actually played very well. In the past few preseason games he's been kind of solid. I think he might be a guy who, in the AHL, is kind of in a situation that maybe like Giovanni Smith was in last year. Now this year, Giovanni Smith is probably going to have a full-time spot. So I think Joe Veleno might take that spot of a guy that gets called up and gets sent back down often whenever there's like injuries and stuff like that, because he's right on that border of being ready for the NHL. Because I don't think Joe Veleno is there quite yet, like I did with Giovanni Smith. Like Giovanni Smith, once I saw him get the Gordie Howe hat trick, I knew he was NHL ready, and I was just waiting for him to get a full-time contract. Joe Veleno, I think maybe next year, in the coming years, he gets a full-time contract. Not ready yet, but I do think he will get some NHL games this year. He's been very solid in these preseason games. I've enjoyed him. I think he's good on offense. Defense could use a bit of help, but his offense is almost there. So if he just works, if he makes himself a more well-rounded hockey player, he might be NHL ready by next year. He's still in the prospect range when it comes to age. I mean, he was drafted 2018, so reaching the end of his prospect C. So needs to be NHL ready in the coming years, or else his NHL career might never get off the ground. But it's looking like it will. His preseason has looked very solid. I've enjoyed it. I think we're gonna have some guys in the AHL who are gonna look beautiful. Moritz Seider doing Moritz Seider things. I mean, his defense has looked beautiful. I enjoy him on defense. His offense, it's not anything that's gonna blow you away, but his one-timer needs to be utilized. After seeing it, his one-timer needs to be utilized once we get to the regular season, because it looks beautiful. He's definitely gonna have a full-time spot. Lucas Raymond is a guy that I think they don't want to have him as an injury replacement, because you don't want to send him down, because that could do major damage to his mental state, and that could stunt his development possibly. So if he's on the team full-time. He's not getting sent down to the AHL. I personally, this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I personally think that he should start the year in the AHL because I don't really know if we would have a permanent roster spot yet. But I do think he should get some shots. But only if they're going to keep him there. I'm gonna agree with Steve Yzerman when it comes to developing prospects. You don't want to bring them out too soon. Because if you bring them out too soon, it can hurt their development. And then they never live up to the expectations that they could have reached. And then it's not really on them, it's on the front office for bringing them up too early. So I think we should develop Lucas Raymond some more. Not keep him down there too long, but not bring him up too fast. It's a delicate process, and I don't think we're desperate enough to need him right now. If we have I think we could have a permanent roster spot for him, and if we do, I'm all for bringing him up. But if we don't, let him go with the AHL, bring him up next year, or bring him up partway through the year if you need to. Just something. Just don't stunt his development because he has an opportunity here to be an amazing, amazing player. An amazingly beautiful player on the ice. And I don't think we should sacrifice that to sell tickets. That's just my personal opinion. So far, the team, we're reaching the end. We got one more preseason game left, and then the Lightning come to Michigan. Hopefully we beat them, pull off an upset, show the hockey world that we're ready to make a run at the playoffs. See playoff hockey for the first time since 2016. So, I will see you guys next time. As always, I'm not funny, and hockey season's almost here. It's so close. I can taste it. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. We'll see meaningful hockey where I can make rants and I can yell at stuff and stuff matters, and I don't have to preface everything with it's just preseason because it'll be the regular season and everything's gonna matter. See you guys next time.
You never see it coming.